voice deserves the light. Your story, your light. Come share your creative spark. Your journey, your fire. Come share your creative spark.
Concerns of what it might look like for future prospects, if you, in the way that you talk and what you share, if anything like that?
I mean, in a way, and that is a question that I've often asked myself, especially before I post some of these more not necessarily aggressive, but abrasive things. And the way that I look at it, and maybe this might even lose me some stuff, I know what it is to be completely unemployed and have no job, no prospects, and be living off of ramen and the fact that my husband busts his ass for us. So I know that if I never book another movie gig, it sucks, but I still got to live my dream for a little bit. The idea of me changing who I am or watching what I say just so I don't piss off people that I may or may not work with someday, that's not who I am. I would much rather be myself, and the people that want to work with me and appreciate that will find me and we'll find each other like we're supposed to. And if there are people that see this video or see any of mine and say I'd never want to work with her, okay, that's fine. We don't have to work together.
That goes beyond integrity. That's really being true to yourself.
I learned very young that life is way too short and way too fragile not to live it to the truest of who you are.
I love that. I love that. It's remarkable. We don't have enough of that in our society. And I've noticed as a Gen Xer, that the younger generation, that's what they want. They they get mad when they feel like it's fake and they feel like they want the truth and they want to connect to the real heart of the creative spirit. And so I think for you, it's like a superpower because you can't teach that. A lot of people are just uncomfortable with, oh, I don't want nobody to know. I don't want anybody to see. I got to put my mask and you're like, oh, no, 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 no.
I just, I don't know. Maybe it's growing up in Montana. Maybe it's having the parents that I did. Maybe it's just having the childhood that I did. But I couldn't see not just having fun with life. And that's, I think, the biggest part of it to me. I couldn't see just not being nice for the sake of just being a good person. I couldn't see just not being happy if you have the option to be happy. And when something interrupts that flow, I don't like it and I don't want to deal with it. And so I'll just make sure that if I can use my voice to make sure that that doesn't happen to myself or other people, I will. And if I can use my voice to make sure that they know that they done mess with the wrong person, then I will.
I've seen that. I've seen that girl. I've seen that girl.
Hey, I smiled the whole
I know
time.
you smiled the whole time. You smiled the whole time. You were really good with the team and with it, but you're also very protective, which I had a lot of respect for. And I have this game that I play with my friends and my loved ones, because I'm a horror sci-fi girl, and I always say, the zombie apocalypse comes. Who do I want on my team? And for sure, you're going to be on the team. I need you on the zombie apocalypse
Thank
team.
you. I love me a good zombie apocalypse. That started my fifth playthrough of The Last of Us.
Oh gosh, yes. So we go from Melanie, the actress, who basically was born in an acting family. So you're a Hemingway. You were born in an acting family, put on this earth to be an actress, and then you decide you want to write. Talk to us about what the heck? What really? Why writing? A lot of times actors don't even make this decision until way over there when they're a little older and then they start, but you're like, right now, let's do it.
So I kind of came into it in multiple different ways, and I didn't realize that they kind of connected until a few months ago. So my professional screenwriting career started. I had my daughter a little over 2 years ago, and my pregnancy was with her was a complete surprise. Was not planned, was not expected. And there was a part of me that was terrified that my acting career would then be over because I had just started it. I was moving in, and now I had to take at least a year off because of pregnancy. I was sick the entire time. I had to have a C-section with her. And so I was really kind of terrified that I was going to be done with the acting or the entertainment industry. And so I talked to some of my friends, and one of them suggested that I look into screenwriting and that there was a good program at the LA Film School. And I applied, and postpartum manic, thank goodness it happened. I got accepted and got into it and found out I really do love writing. I love films in general. Not only was I born into an acting family, but my mom instilled a huge love of film. Like we would just sit and watch movies all the time. And I moved a lot, so it was hard to make friends. And so there was always movies to watch. I watched A Clockwork Orange when I was 12, which was probably way too young, but oh my God, what a good like
Movie
that's how
with
you like that
at 12?
at 12.
At
That
12.
shows you the depth of like my film education. Like
Oh,
I
that's horrible.
most things like, and so I thought that was kind of, you know, really into it. And I love writing. Both my parents are published authors. My mom wrote a children's book. My dad is like a educational historian, published author. And so I really do love writing, but I never thought myself of being a writer. And then I was asked what the first thing I ever wrote for production was. And I realized my senior year of high school, I was in speech and drama, and we had, I was in serious monologue, serious solo. And I was going through some emotional shit at the time that no monologue out there helped me capture. I was looking for therapy, and there was none out there. And so I ended up writing my own monologue. But the rules were you couldn't write your own monologue. So I put it under a pseudonym and ended up going all the way to state. And I was in the state competition, and the rule was you had only 10 minutes. And I was so into the emotions and so into the sobbing in it that I went overtime. And so I ended up being disqualified. But all of the judges said that I would have won had I not done that. And that is the moment I realized that I don't write for fun. I don't write for others. I write for myself. I write for my therapy. I write for catharsis. I write because sometimes I have stuff I need to say that I don't know how to better say it. And so I'm actually looking at getting that little monologue produced soon, hopefully, and actually having it as like a short film, because that piece is very important to me, and it helped me through a really tough time in my life.
I love that. And I think, you know, for me as writer, it's like with any creative process, there are different types of writers that write for different reasons. But those who allow the writing to take them away in terms of working through their stuff and completing stories and ending sentences and what you're talking about, that to me is the best kind of writing because people connect to it.
Oh, it's so much better. It's so much better, which is why, as much as I love writing, I don't know if I could be hired on to write something that wasn't mine.
Ooh,
I don't know
girl.
if I would connect with it the same way.
Isn't that the hard part? I know that's you and I met at LA Film School, and you know that's one of the things they teach you in your writing program. You got to go through this whole process of adaptation, and I always say that as a sci-fi girl, I was born and raised in a Trekkie home. So I have many of the same opinions a lot of the people have about stuff. And if I had the blessing of somebody walking up to me and saying, "Hey, I'm so and so, and I'm the Star Trek guy and or gal, and we would like you to help write on the next show," I'd be like, "Ooh, ooh, the fans! Oh my gosh!
Oh gosh, no, yeah.
Oh my!"
There are so many things out there that I love that I would absolutely never want to touch because that's you guys are doing it the right way.
Yeah, have fun with that,
Hands
and
off.
even if the
I will
fans,
enjoy from afar.
yeah, and I think that it takes a lot of courage, but I'm wondering if it's the same with acting because I think for me, I do have those stories that I love. I do have, like, if I had a chance to work on something, would I? God, I really love this story. Do you have like a character that A, you would love to bring to life, something you read, and then B, that you would love to maybe even take that story and adapt it? And, like, is there a story character out there that just lights you up?
I mean, that is yes and no. I mean, there is a book series coming out. One of my near dear friends is writing it, and I've been lucky enough to read the betas and like the work in progress. And definitely I get dibs on adapting that, and she knows that. And it's
So
already
we have fight
like,
for
oh
it.
yeah, no, this is mine. I get this one. And I think it's because I've seen her creative process as she's going through writing it. So I understand like the emotions that she wants in. I understand that the points that she wants in. So I can, when she's describing how she's writing the book, I can very easily see how I would translate that to film. Um, and that, I think that's just because I do have that more inside connection to it. I don't anything else like that though. I honestly like I love me some Lord of the Rings. Would not touch that. I will leave that to Jackson. Love me some Firefly. Nope. That can handle with Malcolm Reynolds and the rest of them. Nathan Fillion. He's Malcolm Reynolds to me. Like they can handle that. I want to see what they can do with that. I would not ever dare say that I could touch that. But that's just me.
Do you see yourself as the creator that writes a thing and stars in it too, or do you love just creating and watching it come to life?
See, I always thought that I would be, the right star directing it. And for the Western series that I'm working on, definitely I do see myself in that. But the stage play that I wrote and directed, I never saw myself in it. I never
Mm.
even did. And actually, when it came to auditioning, I didn't have anyone in mind. So when the cast came to audition, it fell into place perfectly. Like I could not ask for a better crew than what I have now, but I never even imagined myself taking any of those roles. So I guess it really kind of depends on what I'm trying to say, like, or what therapy I need from the script.
Well, I had the unique opportunity of tapping into your community out in Montana on the project we just finished. And it's a special kind of community. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, and it would be difficult for me to create what I tapped into with you guys, the closeness, the relationships, and the synergy.
Mm,
And you are a key part of that.
made me cry.
Oh, please cry,
Made me
cry
cry.
on demand, And I observed that, and I thought it would be kind of cool for you to talk about how, as an actress, important it is to build relationships,
Oh my
because
gosh.
it feels like that is a like really your superpower.
Thank you. That's so sweet. To me, just building friendships has always been important. I moved around a lot as a kid, so I was always making new friends and then wanting to keep them and trying through. And thanks God, MySpace and Facebook that made it a lot easier. But I love a good friendship, and I am relatively young in the Montana film industry community. I've only been in here about, oh gosh, almost 7 years. Wow.
That's a lot. What do you
That
mean
is
young? That's a
actually when I look back on it, it's pretty long.
lot.
Um, but I have been so graciously welcomed in by so many other amazing actors, Jenna and Tina and Tasha and Cheyenne in particular. Those women helped open the door for me and showed me that there is no competition out here. There's always those stereotypes of actors and actresses in specific being catty and competitive and backstabby, and that has not been further from the truth from what I noticed out here. And it's because of those women in particular that I am just sharing the love that was shown to me. I am just sharing the love and compassion and support that was shown to me from day one. And I cannot thank them enough for that. Um, and it's crucial. I mean, Montana is a huge state, like size wise, but it's a very small one as far as community goes. And so when I have films all the way in Flathead area, and then I work with the same people over 400 miles away in the Livingston area, like you're going to be working with the same people a lot. And I want to make sure that when I'm excited to see those names on the call sheets, I want them to be excited to see mine too. Like I want them to be like, oh my gosh, we got to go see my friend, because that's how I feel. Like every time I'm not looking for the big names. I'm not looking for, this A-list celebrity who might be on there. I'm like, oh my gosh, do I get to work with my friends again? And that's what it feels like to me. And I am always going to be that person too, since they helped hold the door open for me. I'm gonna make sure I'm propping it open for everybody on my way behind me. Like I'm gonna pull my friends up with me. I'm gonna make sure if anyone is interested in getting into the audience, I'm not gonna gatekeep. I'm gonna be like, okay, you're gonna want to try and do this. Get as an extra. Like I'll help you. I'll introduce you to people that I know that you can handle. Like there is no point in being competitive or not having all of your friends come with you because it's just boring.
It is, and not only is it boring, it's also stifling. Gatekeeping, I have feelings about gatekeeping, and I feel like um gatekeeping is motivated by fear. It's
Mhm.
not a motivator of growth. because you're keeping stuff from people. And I don't mean I want your phone numbers and you'll open up your address book and give me all your
Oh, yeah.
contacts. It's about we grow together. And if you look at all the greats that are out there, they have all the stories about these people they were in film school with and they all kind of came up together.
Hmm?
If you start gatekeeping when you're a nobody, you're going to be nobody for,
Gonna be nobody. And if you get to a point where maybe you're a little somebody and you don't include the people that are still waiting to get their turn to shine that have been with you, then it's not worth it. Like
yeah.
you're gonna get up to that spotlight and you're gonna realize that there's no one in the crowd clapping for you anymore. There's no one
Oh,
backstage that helped you made your thing come true. Like, and that's the important part of it to me is making sure that, sure, again, I'm a Leo. I want that spotlight. I want to be known. But I also want to make sure that all of my friends and that everyone that helped me get there also gets their accolades and gets their minute in the spotlight too.
and that's how we all grow. And I believe that that is so wonderful. And I also like that you talked about the community. And I think what people don't understand or don't acknowledge or maybe don't see, you talk about how small the community is in Montana. It's kind of the entertainment community is small. It's big, but it's small at the same time. And
Oh,
once somebody knows your name as Blech, that's your name. That's your name.
that's it. It's very much her name, and I've seen it happen in our small little community time and time again. And it's just, I mean, I don't want that to happen to me, but I don't want that to happen to anybody. So I'm
No.
just here to spread love and happiness.
That's right. It's the best thing. Peace and love. Peace, baby. Peace. You know, I love you. Yeah, all that kind of good stuff. And so for the young actress that's coming up, we see the entertainment industry changing. I have opinions, and we're not here to talk about my opinion. We're here to talk about how you feel about stuff. But I look at the entertainment industry right now, and though things look kind of scary, for me, they also look exciting because whenever any industry goes through change, I have lived through a lot of it from the high tech to the dot-com bubble. I have lived through a lot of it. When you come out on the other side is when you get excitement because now the industry has evolved. I believe that's where we are right now with the entertainment industry.
Definitely where we are right now. There's a huge shift in realizing that the entertainment industry is not centralized to Los Angeles. And
Yeah.
that is taking a whole lot of people by surprise. I know growing up, I was always told, you can't be an actor in Montana. That's impossible. Just give up the dream. But now I haven't had to move to LA. I haven't had to move anywhere. I'm in my hometown and I get to still do my thing. And so I guess my biggest piece of advice for young actresses or really anyone who wants to get into the acting industry, don't let media confuse you and think that you have to move to these big markets. Don't let them think that you absolutely have to be a multi-million followers on TikTok or that you have to have this huge following or that you have to be an influencer. If you truly are passionate about creating, there's a difference. If you want to be rich and famous, this is not the industry for you. If you want to create and you want to act and you want to make art with friends, um, look for indies that are filming in your area. I can guarantee you there are student films out there that are looking for people who want to try. I can guarantee you there are sets out there that are looking for extras who want to at least have an experience. Don't delude yourself into thinking that because you live in some small town that you're never going to get a chance to be on a real movie set. Look around you. It might not be a big, huge, multi-million dollar Wicked with the green screens and everything like that, but you might actually find a group of people who's going to help nurture and support and help you grow all of your skills and not just worry about the dollar sign attached to it.
I love that. That's so very true. And I feel like the student films, not talking about me specifically, but I feel like that's a great place to play because you it's like you get to operate on multiple levels, especially if you have a little bit of experience like you do. It's like you're there, you're also mentoring because you have students on set and they're working with a real actress. And so I had the blessing of working with all levels of actors in the project I just did, and it was really clear the actors that had experience and it was masterful watching them work and then I could focus on other stuff and in some areas we had new actors and I had to focus on that. So I love the idea that you say look for those student films because those student films are magic to me because it's
So much.
innocent and it's just that's just my feeling. I don't know,
Oh,
how do you feel?
I love them. Indies in particular, just anything that is built off of passion and not necessarily a budget. they're so much more raw. They're so much more emotional and so much more human.
Yeah.
I had the honor of hosting the Covalite International Film Festival a couple weekends ago, and the amount of amazing films that I got to see that weekend, I'm still blown away. I'm still talking about some of them. I don't know if I can name drop, but they're all out, so I think maybe I can. Mariana is a beautiful one out of a group out of Chicago. It's all about ALS and language barriers and just absolutely beautiful. And then another one, which I believe is actually out of Montana, is Erotica. And I'm not going to say anything about that other than if you get the opportunity to see it, watch it. It had literally everybody. So we had two theaters where it was being filmed. We had the main upstairs with like the 400 seats, and then we had a downstairs lounge bar area. And I was in the downstairs lounge bar area, and there was about 20 people in there. And I have never heard a collective response the same as this movie. The entire lounge at one point was just, oh, for like 10 seconds. That was that big of an impact. And it was a straight up student film, indie film, very low budget, but it was so good and so impactful. So I again, I cannot speak highly enough. If you find a student film that's looking for anybody, if you find an indie, like a non-union, low budget film that's looking for somebody, don't count it out just because it's not a huge production. That's where you're going to get your experience. That's where you're going to get your intern hours, for lack of a better word, but that's where you're going to learn the craft.
That's what it comes down to. And I think a lot of people kind of fail to look at it that way, is that you do have to put in the hours. When I worked in accounting, we had to intern.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go work somewhere for a season or for a year and intern to get the skills required to be able to do the job. And being on a set is different,
Oh, so much.
you
So much.
know.
I know my first day when I walked on there on my first ever set, I'm listening for the lingo. What are people saying? What are even the crewmates saying as they're walking around? You got to learn what points are. You got to learn the difference between sides and scripts, like just the lingo. My little theater troupe, we have it all set down where we're told, hey, you got 10 minutes till the entire cast says thank you 10. Like there are certain things that you aren't going to learn or know that you even have to learn until you're in that situation.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get there, and you got to go in with an open mind, you got to be a sponge, absorb everything. How are people talking to each other? How are people interacting and working with each other? What does the different language mean? Like you got to go in there just willing to learn as much as you possibly can, because then on your next set, you're going to be that much more competent. You're going to be more confident. You're going to know what's going on. So it just got to keep building. You're going to have those handful of actors that have their one audition and get big show that they're known for instantly, but that's not going to happen to everybody. So you
No,
got to be willing to go little.
but the rest of us, you're going to have that writer director that makes their short film and it wins the Oscar and they go on to become some, and then you have the rest of us. So
We're getting there.
I always talk about how time is linear. I have that thing when I coach people. It's like there's over there, there's yesterday, there's today, and tomorrow, right? So if
Mm-hmm.
you go back to yesterday and talk to little Melanie, little
Girl, she
Melanie
cried.
playing the flute,
Oh
kind
gosh.
of wondering what she's going to do with her life. If she could go to sleep and dream and look up and see powerhouse Melanie now, what would you say to her?
She would definitely think it was a dream because she had her heart set on being a psychiatrist. Um, but again,
Wow,
growing
that's
up in Montana,
great.
you
I
can't be
love
an
that.
actor. Like, don't even bother thinking about it. Um, but she definitely would dream about this. She would dream that she would even get this opportunity, and just letting her know that every single dream she has came true is beyond the wildest imagination. Like I got my dream man. I got like my knight in shining armor. I got the perfect little family that I always pictured having, and I get to do my dream job. And I couldn't, I truly couldn't be happier.
So life is a dream.
It's so
Shaboom,
much is.
shaboom, shaboom.
Shaboom, shaboom. It is very much a dream. And
I
that's the
love
funny
it.
thing, because maybe on the outside it doesn't look like it. Sure, I'm not, again, behind the scenes of a B-list actress. I don't have a mansion in the hills, and that's fine. I still get to go make movies with my friends.
Everybody's going to be that, and I think that's a fallacy in the trades. When people look at actors and actresses, they see, you know, Brad Pitt and Scarlett Johansson. It's either you're that or you're nothing.
Hmm.
but we need work at the end. There's so many actors out there, working actors that work just like everybody else does, making a living, paying bills, eating food that are not necessarily blockbuster actors. Blah, 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 blah.
No, that's very much the truth of it. You're gonna have your household names. You're gonna have, like you said, the Brad Pitts and the Ryan Reynoldses and the Taylor Swifts of the world. But you're also going to have the I can't even think of it, but no. You're gonna have the Jenna Cireellis. You're gonna have the Tasha Gates and the Bo Linnells and all those. You're gonna have those people that bust their ass on movie sets that aren't household names. And those are the people that I want to hear about. Like,
Yeah.
sure, it could be really fun to have security everywhere I go and not worry about dropping thousands of dollars on a dinner. But at the end of the day, that just also kind of sounds boring because where's the thrill? Like, where's my next meal coming from? That's a thrill. No.
So as we say goodbye, this is so much fun. Like I said, I got to watch the time because you and I could do this for 6 hours and not realize that we've been here for 6 hours. What do you want people to know right now? What are you working on right now that you want people to look out for, that's coming up or that you're about to do?
So there are three projects in particular. My stage production, we are going to be coming back on the road, hopefully this fall. We're coming back together. We're renaming Children of Chaos. And we are hopefully, like I said, definitely touring around Montana and looking in the next couple of years, hopefully outside of Montana. That is one that I directed, that I wrote, and it is a modern day adaptation of Euripides' Bacchae, all about Dionysus coming back down to a world where art has been outlawed and saying, no, I don't like that anymore. And so that's fun. I have another script that I'm working on that's going to be a Western series, kind of based on my rage at the files that shall not be named, and just kind of basing sex trafficking in the Wild Wild West, and that's going to be real fun.
Ooh,
And
okay.
obviously Refresh. I don't know if I can talk about that,
Yes,
but
you
gotta,
can.
gotta
You
look
can.
out for that. Gotta look out for that one.
You're
I'm
welcome to talk about Refresh.
so excited to see Refresh. I am so excited to see how everything comes together.
It's looking
Essentially,
good. It's
oh,
looking good. It's looking good.
I got that one.
We will have a screening with the talent probably here in a couple weeks so that you guys can take a look at it.
Hell yeah, I'm excited for that. And then I can't say too much more, but there is another Western I'm attached to coming out later this year that should be pretty big that I'm very excited for. But
Very exciting. How do people find you, Melanie?
best way you can get a hold of me or find me is on Instagram, just at Melanie Rae Official. I have TikTok under that handle too, but if you want to look at like what I've done, see my credits, I'm on IMDb, just Melanie Rae Wendt. And yeah, it's pretty much it.
Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. You're always such a joy to talk to. I love your transparency as an individual. It's very, very rare.
Thank you.
And no matter what anybody tells you, friend, foe, family, or whatever, never change who you are because I think you're absolutely perfect the way you are.
Back at you, Angel. I love you.
I know you too. Oh,
You're an angel.
the mutual love society between Melanie and Angel. So you guys go find her, watch out for the stuff that she's doing. I have a feeling there's so much more to see of you in the coming clock. Days, minutes, seconds, years, whatever.
We'll see. I hope so. I really hope so.
All righty.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
So
Thank
much
you for
having
coming
me.
by, and we will see everybody the next time. Bye-bye.
Every journey has a story.